Life can be messy, but you don't have to figure it out alone.
Hey, it's the Luskos.
Join pastors and best-selling authors Levi and Jenny Lusko on Hey, It's the Luskos for honest conversations about faith, marriage, family, grief, ministry, and all the unexpected moments in between. You'll laugh, you'll be encouraged, and you'll be reminded that God is faithful through every season.
It will always come back to Jesus in the end.
That's right. Tune in to Hey, It's the Luskos with Levi and Jenny Lusko. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Life Audio.
The Bible Study Podcast, episode 984. Today, the Bible Study Podcast continues the study of the book of Exodus with chapter 26. Welcome to the Bible Study Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Christensen. Chapter 26 starts a 3-chapter DIY section of the book of Exodus, here with how to build things like the tabernacle. We'll get into that in just a minute, but first a word from this sponsor.
Let's be honest. Ever read a passage and wondered what it really means in its original context? True Bible study isn't just casual reading. It's about connecting historical background, cross-references, and themes. If you've ever felt like navigating all of this is too difficult, you need to check out Logos. Logos is a game-changing platform that equips you to explore hard questions with absolute confidence, knowing you're drawing from reliable, well-respected academic resources. Whether you're at your desk or on the go, Logos helps you follow that path of discovery naturally. With their new AI tools, you can ask Logos any biblical question and get trusted answers from a biblical library. To help you dive into the layers of meaning in the Word, Logos is offering my listeners an exclusive free 60-day trial. Just go to logos.com/deep. That's LOGOS.com/deep to claim your free 60-day trial. So stop guessing and start going deeper together.
Hey listeners, it's Kelly from Life Audio. We know life gets busy, and sometimes it's easy for your faith to get pushed to the side. That's why we created The Good Word, a free weekly newsletter designed to give you a moment to slow down, be encouraged, and reconnect with what matters most, God's Word. Inside, you'll find devotionals, guided prayers, podcast recommendations, and other faith-filled content we think you'll love. No ads, no clutter. Just good content to help you stay rooted in God's Word throughout your week. Sign up for The Good Word today at lifeaudio.com/The Good Word. That's lifeaudio.com/The Good Word.
Chapter 26, the Tabernacle. Make the tabernacle with 10 curtains of finely twisted linen and blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, with cherubim woven into them by a skilled worker. All the curtains are to be the same size, 28 cubits long and 4 cubits wide. Join 5 of the curtains together and do the same with the other 5. Make loops of blue material along the edge of the end of the curtain in one set and do the same with the end of the curtain in the other set. Make 50 loops on one curtain and 50 loops on the end curtain of the other set with the loops opposite each other. Then make 50 gold clasps and use them to fasten the curtains together so that the tabernacle is a unit. Make curtains of goat hair for the tent over the tabernacle, 11 altogether. All 11 curtains are to be the same size, 30 cubits long and 4 cubits wide. Join 5 of the curtains together into one set and the other 6 into another set. Fold the 6 curtains double at the front of the tent. Make 50 loops along the edge of the end curtain in one set and also along the edge of the end curtain in the other set. Then make 50 bronze clasps and put them in the loops to fasten the tent together as a unit. As for the additional length of the tent curtains, the half curtain that is left over is to hang down at the rear of the tabernacle. The tent curtains will be a cubit longer on both sides. What is left will hang over the sides of the tabernacle so as to cover it. Make for the tent a covering of ram skins dyed red, and over that a covering of the other durable leather. Make upright frames of acacia wood for the tabernacle. Each frame is to be 10 cubits long and a cubit and a half wide, with 2 projections set parallel to each other. Make the frames of the tabernacle in this way. Make 20 frames for the south side of the tabernacle. Make 40 silver bases to go under them, 2 bases for each frame, 1 under each projection. For the other side, the north side of the tabernacle, make 20 frames and 40 silver bases, 2 under each frame. Make 6 frames for the far end, that is the west end of the tabernacle, and make 2 frames for the corners at the far end. At these 2 corners, they must be double from the bottom all the way to the top and fitted into a single ring. Both shall be like that. So there will be 8 frames and 16 silver bases, 2 under each frame. Also make a crossbar of acacia wood, 5 for the frames on one side of the tabernacle, and 5 for those on the other side, and 5 for the frames on the west at the far end of the tabernacle. The center crossbar is to be extended from end to end at the middle of the frames. Overlay the frames with gold and make gold rings to hold the crossbars, and overlay the crossbars with gold. Set up the tabernacle according to the plan shown you on the mountain. Make a curtain of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn and finely twisted linen with cherubim woven into it by a skilled worker. Hang it with gold hooks on 4 posts of acacia wood, overlaid with gold and standing on 4 silver bases. Hang the curtain from the clasps and place the Ark of the Covenant law behind the curtain. The curtain will separate the holy place from the most holy place. Put the atonement cover on the Ark of the Covenant in the most holy place. Place the table outside the curtain on the north side of the tabernacle and put the lampstand opposite it on the south side. For the entrance to the tent, make a curtain of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn and finely twisted linen, the work of an embroiderer. Make gold hooks for this curtain and 5 posts of acacia wood overlaid with gold, and cast 5 bronze bases for them. Okay, so Moses is given instructions. He is up on the mountain, you may remember. He's going to be up there for a while getting these DIY instructions. And apparently he's also being shown something, because it will talk about as you were shown on the mountain. It is hard for me to take these kind of verbal instructions and turn that into a picture in my head. So I'm going to put a picture on the BibleStudyPodcast.com that is a rendition of what the tabernacle may have looked like. But there are just a couple things that are useful to understand. So we're talking about a temporary building made like a tent out of cloths, because we're traveling. And so this is like a cloth version of what will later be the temple. And so there are 3 main areas. There's the outer area that is the courtyard, which has the bronze altar and the place where the priests will wash, and everybody can go there. And then there's an inner area that's entirely covered, that is the holy place that priests can go, and that's going to have the menorah. It's going to have the table with the bread on it there, the 12 loaves of bread, 1 for each tribe. And then there's an inner, and that's the holiest of holies, and only the high priest can go there, and only once a year. And that's where you're going to find the Ark of the Covenant with its cherubim on it. And then all of these things are increasingly fancy as you get from the outer courtyard, which has things that are bronze, and to the inner courtyard and the holiest of holies, where you get more and more things made of gold. And this tent here, the tent of meeting or the tabernacle, is what they're going to use for worship in this time, really right up until Solomon's temple is built. So for hundreds of years, this will be where the Israelites worship. And it will move, obviously, with them in the wilderness, but it will also move, and then potentially later on it is movable. Actually, they keep the Ark of the Covenant. I don't know that the tabernacle survives into the time of the kings. The Ark of the Covenant does for sure, but there are also more permanent altars that are set up before the temple time. And then continuing on to the next chapter, the altar of burnt offering. Build an altar of acacia wood 3 cubits high. It is to be square, 5 cubits long, and 5 cubits wide. Make a horn at each of the 4 corners so that the horns and the altar are of one piece, and overlay the altar with bronze. Make all its utensils of bronze, its pot to remove the ashes, and its shovels, sprinkling bowls, meat forks, and fire pans. Make a grating for it, a bronze network, and make a bronze ring at each of the 4 corners of the network. Put it under the ledge of the altar so it is halfway up the altar. Make poles of acacia wood for the altar and overlay them with bronze. The poles are to be inserted into the rings so that they will be on two sides of the altar. When it is carried, make the altar hollow out of boards. It is to be made just as you were shown on the mountain. Okay, so this is that altar that will be in the courtyard, which we're about to talk about, and this is where sacrifices will be made. And again, a cubit is the length from your tip of your fingers to your elbow, so think of it as 1.5 feet, roughly. So 3 cubits high, it's roughly 4.5 feet high, square. And then continue on for the courtyard. Make a courtyard for the tabernacle. The south side shall be 100 cubits long, and it is to have curtains of finely twisted linen with 20 posts and 20 bronze bases, and with silver hooks and bands on the posts. The north side shall be 100 cubits long, and to have curtains with 20 posts and 20 bronze bases, and with silver hooks and bands on the posts. The west side of the courtyard is to be 50 cubits wide, and to have curtains with 10 posts and 10 bases. On the east end, toward the sunrise, the courtyard shall also be 50 cubits wide. Curtains 15 cubits long are to be on one side of the entrance with 3 posts and 3 bases, and curtains 15 cubits long are to be on the other side with 3 posts and 3 bases. For the entrance to the courtyard, provide a curtain 20 cubits long of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn and finely twisted linen, the work of an embroiderer, with 4 posts and 4 bases. All the posts around the courtyard are to have silver bands and hooks and bronze bases. The courtyard shall be 100 cubits long and 50 cubits wide, with curtains of finely twisted linen 5 cubits high, and with bronze bases. All the other articles used in the service of the tabernacle, whatever their function, including all the tent pegs for it and those for the courtyard, are to be of bronze. So this is that outer place where people can go, and it's roughly 100 cubits by 50 cubits, so roughly 150 feet on the long side and 75 feet on the narrow side. And then one last thing for this week, oil for the lampstand. Command the Israelites to bring you clear oil of pressed olives for the light, so that the lamps may be kept burning. In the tent of meeting, outside the curtain that shields the ark of the covenant law, Aaron and his sons are to keep lamps burning before the Lord from evening till morning. This is to be a lasting ordinance among the Israelites for generations to come. And so this is the kind of first foreshadowing what later will turn into the miracle of Hanukkah, where the lamps keep burning even when you run out of oil. But it's that these lamps here that are in that holy place, but not the holiest of holy place, and that are supposed to be kept burning by the priests, that will eventually turn into that same thing in the temple, when the temple is constructed by Solomon and then reconstructed after the time of the Babylonian captivity. Again, this whole thing being used as a model later for the temple. And of course, this is important for us as Christians to understand. This is the model here of the way of the limitations in some ways too of access to God, where only the priest can go this far and only the high priest can go into the holiest of holies. And of course, when Jesus' death on the cross tears the temple curtain from top to bottom, meaning that there's a way open now for all to go into the holiest of holies, that is a symbol here that would be similar in the tabernacle of if Jesus were to die at the time of the tabernacle, again, there would be a curtain in front of the holiest of holies to keep people out. And it has that same symbology of what is the access to God, that the access to God is not just for priests, not just for the high priest anymore, but for a priesthood of all believers. And with that, we're going to end this rather DIY episode of the Bible Study Podcast. If you have any questions, first of all, go to the website and look at the diagram, but also send an email to chris2x@gmail.com, or better yet, leave a comment on this episode at thebiblestudypodcast.com. And as always, thanks so much for listening. I want to take just a second to thank the team at Life Audio for their partnership with us on this podcast. If you go to lifeaudio.com, you'll find dozens of other faith-centered podcasts in their network. They've got shows about prayer, Bible study, parenting, and more.
Hello, everyone. I'm Pete Rogers, and I'm the host of Christian Outdoors podcast. Christian Outdoors is where we discuss our passion for the outdoors and our passion for Jesus at the same time. Whether you've been with us for a while or you're just now discovering the show, my hope is that each episode encourages you, equips you, and helps you in your walk with Jesus Christ. So if you're new here, please follow Christian Outdoors podcast on your favorite podcast app, or you can always find us at christianoutdoors.org or at lifeaudio.com.
I'm Mark Vinette, host of the Historical Jesus podcast, which presents the new series, Miracles, focusing on biblical miracles from the Old and New Testament. Join me on the Historical Jesus podcast as I explore the interesting, compelling, intriguing, and wonderful miracle stories of the Bible and the many great miraculous events inspired by the words and deeds of Jesus Christ.